everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to enroll Zenler user or Instamojo sale. So I'm an owner of a business offering online courses to students. I collect the payments from my students who purchase the online courses that I'm selling with the help of Instamojo. And I use Zenler to manage all the online courses. Here what I want is that as soon as we give the student, a new purchase is going to be done using Instamojo and they're going to do the payment for the online course. To the course that they have purchased, I want to enroll that student in my Zenler account. Now doing this manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build a connection between Instamojo and Zenler with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to enroll Zenler user on Instamojo sale. So as an owner of a business offering online courses, I use Instamojo to process payments and manage sales of my courses. And I use Zenler to manage and enroll students in the courses, giving them easy access to all the content and materials. With the help of this integration, whenever a sale is made on Instamojo by the student, they're going to purchase the course. Automatically, that same student is going to be enrolled in my Zenler account, streamlining the process and saving me time on manual enrollments. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between Instamojo and Zenler with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Enroll Zenler User on Instamojo Sale. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Instamojo Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Enroll Zenler User on Instamojo Sale, and you can see there are two windows in front of you. One window says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens, and Action says do this. That means what is Action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Instamojo. As with the help of Instamojo, I'm collecting the payments from the students who are purchasing the online courses that I'm offering in my business. I want that as soon as by the student a course is going to be purchased using Instamojo and they're going to do the payment, automatically the trigger over here should capture the response of that. And that is why for my trigger application, I've selected it as Instamojo V1. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as New Sale. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Now using this unique webhook URL, we're going to build the connection between Instamojo and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, log into your Instamojo account. So this is my Instamojo account. And in my Instamojo account, I create smart pages with the help of which I collect the payments. So over here in my Instamojo account, this is the smart pages section you can see right over here. And in this over here, I've created a smart page in the name of Core PHP Programming. You can see this is the smart page that I've created. This is one of the courses that I'm selling in my business. I want that as soon as the payment by the student of this course is going to be done by Instamojo, automatically the trigger over here should capture the response of that. And that is why what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this smart page to Pabbly Connect. So you can connect your smart pages that you have created using Instamojo to Pabbly Connect in this similar manner, okay? So now as we're going to connect this smart page to Pabbly Connect, for that open the smart page over here. After opening the smart page, go to the three dots option and go to edit page option right here. As you're going to land towards the edit page, from the left side of the panel, go to page settings option right here. After landing towards page settings over here, from the drop down it says add webhook. Go to this and toggle this button on right here. As you're going to do that over here, it is asking for the webhook URL and the information to be sent. In this URL field, paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And for the information to be sent, I want the information of the successful payments. So from the drop down, I'm going to select the information as successful payments. Okay. As now we've entered the webhook URL and selected the information to be sent, I'm going to click on the save and update button and on yes button right over here. As I've done that, it says smart page core PHP programming edited successfully. As now this page has been edited successfully in my Instamojo account, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Instamojo is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what we are going to do is we are going to do the test payment using this smart page that we have created in our Instamojo account. And as we're going to do the test payment, then we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test payment being done or not. Okay. So for doing the test payment, so this is the link of this form. I'm going to open this link in a new tab. So this is the course that is core PHP programming. Let us purchase this course. For that, I'm going to click on this enroll now button. It is asking for the student's details. So we're going to fill in the details right over here. Firstly, it is asking for the first name. So the first name over here, I'm going to write it as new. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as student. Okay, this is the last name. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as new student 666@pabblytudes.com. This is the email. And for the phone number over here, I'm going to enter a dummy mobile number right here. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this proceed to pay button right here. It is asking for the method. I'm going to select the method over here as card. It is asking for all the card details. So I'm going to fill in the card details right here. As I've filled in the required details and done the payment, you can see it says thank you, your payment is successful. As it says thank you for your order, this means now the payment using Instamojo has been done successfully. As now the payment is done, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see over here, we have received the response of the payment being done in our Instamojo account over here in our trigger. Payment status comes as success. Over here, this is the payment ID. Currency is INR. This is the completed date and time. Amount was 9. You can see right over here. This is the purpose, that is the PHP course. The quantity is 1. You can see right over here. If I'm going to further scroll down, this is the details of a student, new student. This is the phone number and the email as new student 666@pabblytudes.com. As now the response has been successfully captured of our student over here in our trigger, this means that it successfully created a connection between Instamojo and Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, now we're going to set up our action step. Here my objective is that as soon as by the student a purchase of a course is going to be done using Instamojo, I want to enroll that student to the course that I've created using Zenler. This is the same course that they have purchased. Okay. So now in order to enroll that student in my Zenler account, firstly, we need to create that student as a user in my Zenler account. And after creating that student as a user in my Zenler account, then I'm going to enroll that user that I've created as a student in this course right here. Now for that, we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Zenler right over here. And for the action event over here, I'm going to select let's add new user. Okay. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, over here, it is asking for the API key and the school account. Now, with the help of the data of these fields, we're going to build the connection between Zenler and Pabbly Connect. Firstly, let us find the school over here. For that, open your Zenler account. So this is my Zenler account. You can see right over here. And in this URL, between this https and .zenler.com, this is the school over here. I'm going to copy it from here and paste the school over here. Okay. Now, after that, over here, it is asking for the API key. For having the API key, you have to copy this URL from the help desk and paste it over here in a new tab. Now, in place of this school name field, remove this from here and you have to paste your school name. Okay, so this is the school name over here. I'm going to copy the school name from here and paste it over here. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this enter button. As I'm going to do that, this URL is then going to open, and over here you can see this is the API key. Copy this key from here and paste this key over here in this field. Okay, so as this is the API key, now I'm going to click on this save button to create the connection. As now Zenler is connected to Pabbly Connect, it is asking for all these details, with the help of which we are going to create a new user in our Zenler account. So for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on it, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step. In this response, you have received the student's data, and I want to create the student as a user in my Zenler account. So for the data of this field, it's just asking for the first name. I'm going to select the data of the first name of my student from my previous response. Now, you can see for the buyer name, that is the student's name, it comes as new student, first name and the last name together. But over here it is asking for the first name and the last name separately. So in order to do that, we are going to separate the first name from the last name. For that, add another action step to this workflow. And for the action application over here, select it as text formatter by Pabbly. With the help of this amazing feature by Pabbly Connect, we can format the text according to our requirement. And for the action event over here, I'm going to select it as split text, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. After that, over here it is asking for the text to split. Which text do you want to split? I want to split the name of my student. Now for that, I'm going to select the data of the name of my student from my previous response. I'm going to map the data. So as I've selected the data from the previous response, you can see over here the data is mapped, and as I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. Okay, now it is asking for the separator, with the help of which unit we are going to separate these two values. So this is the first name and the last name. Now between the first name and the last name, there is a space provided. I am going to separate these two values with the help of the space provided right over here. In the help desk, it says for the space as separator, use this code over here. So as I'm going to use the space, I'm going to copy this code from here and paste it over here in the separator field. Okay. Now I want the first name and the last name, both of the values. For the segment index, I'm going to select it as all, as I want both the values. Then I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. You can see the first name and the last name has been separated for new and student right over here. As now we've separated the first name and the last name, now what we're going to do is we're going to map the data of the first name over here. So I'm going to map the data of the first name, and then I'm going to map the data of the last name right over here. Okay. After that, it is asking for the email. So for the email, I'm going to map the data of the email of my student. For the role over here, this is a student role. So I'm going to select it as student right over here. It is asking for the password. For the password over here, I'm going to map the data first name, last name, and then the password is going to be _1122. Okay. So this is the password over here. Okay. It is asking for the phone number. I've received the phone number of our student. We're going to map the data of the phone number of our student right here. After that, it is asking for all these details which I do not have, so I'm going to skip the part and simply I'm going to click on this save and send test request button right here. As I've done that, it says people added successfully. As now the student has been added successfully and received the ID right over here. Now I'm going to go back to my Zenler account. After coming to Zenler account, I'm going to go to this dashboard right over here of my Zenler account. After coming to the dashboard over here, you can see in the live stream it comes as new joined as a student. So I'm going to open this notification over here. As I'm going to open the notification, you can see a new learner has been added as new student over here. Okay, the role of this person is student. You can see right over here. If I'm going to scroll down, the email is new student 666@pabblytudes.com, and if I'm going to scroll down, this is the mobile number for our student over here as well. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we have created the learner successfully in our Zenler account. Now I want to enroll this learner to the course that I've created in my Zenler account. So in my Zenler account, I have created a course in the name of PHP course for beginners. And the student have purchased this course over here. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to enroll the student into this course right over here. For that, we're going to add another action step to this workflow. And for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to again select it as Zenler right here. And for the action event, I'm going to select it as enroll user to a course. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you on which I'm going to select the existing connection that I've created right now. But if you want, you can add a new connection. I'm going to click on this save button right here. After that, over here it is asking for enter the course ID. So I've created a course over here in the name of PHP course for beginners. So for the course ID from the drop down, I'm going to select it as PHP course for beginners. Okay. After selecting the course ID, it is asking for the course plan ID. Now in this course, I have created multiple plans. So the student has purchased a specific plan of this course. So we have to enter the plan ID of that course. For that, open the course that you have created. After coming to the page of this course over here, from this panel, go to this pricing section right over here. After coming to pricing section over here, these are the pricing plans that I have created, and the student have purchased this plan over here that I have created in the name of core PHP programming. So we are going to have the ID of this course plan right over here. To have the ID, go to the edit page of this plan ID right over here. So as we go to land towards the edit page of this plan over here, we have to come to the URL over here. Between the pricing and the edit, this is the ID. This is the course plan ID. I'm going to copy it from here, and then I'm going to paste this course plan ID right over here. Okay. After that, it is asking for the email address of our learner. So I'm going to map the data of the email address over here of my learner. Okay. So this is the email address. I'm going to map the data. After entering the email address for the first name and the last name, I'm going to map the data of the first name and the last name that I've received over here in this response. This is the first name, and then this is the last name right over here. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to simply click on the Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I've done that over here, it says message comes as success. User enrolled to the course successfully with plan. As now the student has been enrolled, I'm going to go back to this course. The course is PHP course for beginners. If I'm going to go to the student sections of this course right here, you can see a new student has been enrolled to the course PHP course for beginners in the name of new student. Email as newstudent666@pabblytudes.com. As now the student has been successfully enrolled to this course, this means that we have successfully created an automation between Instamojo and Zenler with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum till now what we have done, I am an owner of a business which offers a lot of online courses to students. Using Instamojo, I collect the payments from my students who purchases my online courses, and using Zenler, I manage all the online courses. For the trigger, I've selected as Instamojo V1 new sale, as whenever a new purchase of a course is going to be done by the student using Instamojo, the trigger over here should capture the response of the payment details. And using the details over here, I've firstly created a new user in my Zenler account. I've created that student as a new user. I've done the payment using Instamojo. For that, I select my action application as Zenler, add new user, and then with the help of this another action step, that is Zenler, enroll user to a course. This user that we have created is automatically going to be enrolled to the course that they have purchased in my Zenler account. And with Pabbly Connect, in this manner, I build a connection between these two applications. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.